Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very, very, very well. Thank you so much for clicking on my channel. I appreciate you being here. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. Over 67% of people that watched in the last couple of weeks are not subscribed, and we're getting really close to 500k, which is really exciting. But anyways, let's get into today's video. So we are going to be talking about Ethan Klein calling out Steiny, a creator, for his support and hanging out with David Dobrik. Now, Steiny also went on Jeff Wittek's Jeff FM podcast as well, and Jeff called him out there. And it's basically this phenomenon of these creators playing dumb and still hanging around David Dobrik or sucking up to David Dobrik because they want something out of him, which is so bizarre to me anyway, because David Dobrik in 2024 is not the David Dobrik that maybe he once was. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily know what kind of clout David Dobrik holds that he really grabs these creators by the balls for them defending him, hanging out with him and stuff, because like, David Dobrik at most will probably throw like a party or two that these creators want to get to, but like, I think David Dobrik's name is quite tarnished, if I'm being honest, and I think a lot of people would agree. If you do not know who Steiny is, I really only started to learn whenever this was all kicking off as well. But Steiny's an influencer, YouTuber, and podcast host known for appearing alongside content creators Nelk, N-E-L-K, and their Full Send brand. So anyways, let's get to this clip. I saw this Bill, the Tea With Me TikTok page, shout out to you, had posted the clip of Ethan calling out Steiny for hanging out with David. So a little bit of context is Steiny was at a party or something, and they were posting pictures of Steiny, and David Dobrik was in them. And it's just this thing where, like, if you're going to be in the social circles of, like, Jeff Wittek and all these people who have been done so bad by David Dobrik, and also call David Dobrik out, and then you're going to, like, proudly hang around them and stuff like that, like, they're going to call you out. They're going to call you out. So let's get to this clip from Ethan. It has been sent to me so much. All right, let's get to it.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Jeff Wittek.
I actually wanted to bring that up.
Bro, you f***ed up.
Dude, you're f***ing crazy.
Jeff is definitely going to feel slighted by that.
Okay, so...
Should we call?
And also, we have Jeff Wittek calling Steiny out as well, face-to-face, which we're going to get to as well.
I already talked to him today. You don't think I called him before I was telling him, yo, I'm H3's coming to the studio to do the pod?
What does that got to do with Jeff?
He's in Vegas. I was just in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
He texted me, so...
What did he say? Was he angry? Was he upset at first?
Yeah, I'll explain the situation. So last Friday, we went to Keys Club. Shout out H-Wood Group, good friends of mine. And Keys Club is their new club. They brought me, Kyle, the boys in. David was there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Keys promoter was like, yo, can I get a photo of all three of you?
Mm-hmm.
And so he got a photo of me, David.
So here we go. Here we have the photo. But also, the photo is not just a photo with them and David. It's them being like, here's David Dobrik! Like, losers.
And Kyle, and our team, one of our Snapchat people, posted it on our Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff saw that, sent me a Reddit.
It went around, yeah, I saw it.
Sent me a Reddit clip, which I don't go on Reddit because Reddit is just... It's just too negative for me.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But Jeff sent that to me, and he was like, yo, what the f***, bro? And
He went jogging with you, shirtless.
He was shirtless. I didn't go shirt off.
Oh, I thought you were both shirtless.
No.
He jogged with you shirtless, man.
Yeah, which is
you
not
owe him
fair.
more than
Well,
that.
that's actually why I took the photo with David. How is that fair to me?
So it's a revenge photo.
How is Jeff gonna take me on a run and he can go shirtless and I can't go? Obviously, I'm not.
Here's the thing. He's making jokes and trying to deflect, but at the end of the day, this is not a case of David Dobrik did something, you know, that, oh, he just made a mistake or whatever. David Dobrik literally almost killed Jeff Wittek. And don't forget it. Don't forget it. Because of his own immaturity and obsession with clout, nearly ended Jeff Wittek's life. And then, in turn, Jeff Wittek lost all of his friends. And David Dobrik really kind of created this climate of the vlog squad never talking about Jeff and all this BS. And so Jeff nearly lost his life, lost all of his friends at that time period, and still to this day, I remember all he was asking David to do was like cover the bills and stuff, and he was saying that he wasn't able to get that. Now it's turned into this big legal thing, and it's like, this is not, and this is what really pisses me off when it comes to the David Dobrik, Jeff Wittek. There is no other perspective. I'm not even sorry. Like, there is no other perspective. There is the perspective that Jeff Wittek nearly lost his life and had to go through all these world-altering surgeries at the hands of David Dobrik, and that's it. And then David Dobrik, after that, still never took accountability and still pushed the blame on Jeff and still made Jeff the villain. There is no other point of view. That is the one point of view. You know, people are like, there's what happened, the points of view, and then the truth. No, there's none of that when it comes to it. The only person who got fucked over here is Jeff Wittek. David Dobrik did not at all. And the fact that people will like continue to like, Tana did this as well for like ages where she was like, and she doesn't do it anymore, I don't think, but she used to, you know, be seen with David and stuff, and she's like, oh, well, I would just be in the social circles, but I would stand up for Jeff and stuff like this, and then ultimately I know that she's closer with Jeff now and not with David, which is great, bare minimum, if your friend went through that, but it's like, these people should hear what happened and not want to be seen with David Dobrik, not want to associate, not be posing in club photos like, and also, how little control do you have over your social media as if your team are just posting photos of you and David Dobrik? There's a thing that I can acknowledge about being in a social situation like a promoter event where all these creators are going to be there. But surely within yourself, there's enough, if you're close with Jeff Wittek, to not want to be seen with David Dobrik, not want to talk with him, not want to do... Like, David Dobrik is the worst. Sorry, I went on a little rant, but when it comes to Jeff Wittek, I will always, always, always defend.
I'm going to go shirtless next to Jeff.
No, you love him.
I do love Jeff. He's a great guy.
I like him too.
So here's what I'm going to say on that is Jeff texted me. He was upset, and he was like, bro, what? And for me, I see David out a lot. David goes to a lot of restaurants. He goes out a lot, and I'll see him around, and he's been nothing but nice to me.
Oh, my God. But he's nice to me. How many times have we heard that being used in terms of excusing just people from the worst things ever? But they were lovely to me. But no, my experiences were always really good with them. That doesn't fucking excuse what happens. And if you have no fucking morals that you don't want to associate with someone like David Dobrik because of what happened to your friend Jeff, like, the top comment on this is, it's not a political thing. He literally permanently scarred Jeff. And, you know, he should face the repercussions of that for lifetime. Like, this is just so crazy to me that, like, there's a hear me out. Or that there's a, he's lovely to me. Or, you know, he's never done something like that to me. It's bullshit. And, like, you just have no fucking backbone if you can't put your foot down on that. Like, I understand the social circles. I understand these influencer parties. I understand it. David is always there. But if you have no fucking backbone in this, wow, you have nothing.
And I don't really think much of it. Like, I forget how much politics plays in this.
Politics? This is not about politics. David Dobrik permanently altered, like that person commented, Jeff Wittek's life forever. Jeff Wittek was the one who had to do all those surgeries. Jeff Wittek was the one who had to go through all this. Jeff Wittek was the one who was out of work for so long because of what David Dobrik did to him. This is not a case of politics or cancel culture or anything like that. David Dobrik did something that you shouldn't want to associate with him with if you're fucking Jeff Wittek's best friend. Weirdo.
Space that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll always just be respectful to people. That's kind of what I do. And about the Jeff thing, because I do want to at least...
Well, how close are you with Jeff? Is he
well,
like
that's
a really
what I want to
tight
say, and I don't
homie?
know the fucking word, but I want to at least acknowledge the fact that Jeff brought me on his show, brought me on the Jeff's Barbershop.
Mm-hmm.
This was when I was still really, like, new to this stuff. So he showed me respect, saw value in me, and so I understand why he could be mad. And then when he texted me,
You understand why he could be mad is crazy.
I understood it, and I was like, "Yo, bro, I didn't really think like that when I saw him when I saw David in a situation where we're at."
If Jeff has done so much for you and you are friends, and when you see someone who nearly killed him face to face and that doesn't cross your mind once that you don't want to associate with this person, or at bare minimum not fucking pose in a photo like with them, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I completely understand where Jeff came from, and I called him and I was like, "Bro, I'm so sorry."
Oh,
Like,
well, that's sweet. Then there's
yeah,
no problem.
like,
That's really nice.
Jeff, like I rock with you 100%. You're my guy.
Good.
So
that's nice.
That's something that gets taken out of context. Then you got to deal with the fucking bullshit after.
Yeah.
You have to deal with the bullshit and things get taken out of context. In the sense that I don't understand that point of view. How can it be taken out of context, you in a photo with David Dobrik posted on your social medias when you've been closely aligned online with Jeff Wittek? How are people not supposed to make their mind up on that? There's no things taken out of context. The context is there. You've not given the context about parties and stuff. People are aware of that. Think about how many influencers go to these parties that David's at and ignore him. Point blank period. Tana Mojo was one for fucking months. And she would speak about how awkward it would be that, you know, she would try to avoid him and stuff like that. But she did it. because she was a good friend to Jeff.
It's true. I mean, the internet is pretty wild. You got to like be super aware of everything you're saying and doing, which is something you just learn over time. You know what I mean? You just get into so much and dumb controversies and fucking mess. Oh yeah, speaking of Jeff Wittick,
I actually wanted to bring that up.
All right. I'm going to leave it there. Just short and sweet video that I don't understand. I'm really glad that Ethan brought this up. And I just really don't understand how anyone can ever have this conversation and be like, it's political or they were lovely to me. Let me tell you something. If there's one thing I'm going to do is specifically in that situation, I'm going to ride for Jeff Wittick. I am literally going to ride for Jeff Wittick. He's also doing a show in LA in a couple days whenever I'm out there, and I might go to it. So if you're at the Jeff Wittick show, I might be in the crowd. I need to get tickets to that, actually. All right, well, we'll leave it there. I think this is bullshit. I mean, how can you literally be like, it's a political thing or whatever? This is not a cancel culture situation. This is not whatever. And, I mean, I will always go out of my way to show Jeff support in this because he got done so bad. And there's no other perspective. There's no other perspective, in my opinion. Let me know your opinion. I'll talk about it down below with you. And see you in my next one. Goodbye.